This is Sully for Antisocial News, and this is the body count report for Thursday, September the 21st, 2017, and I have a special guest with me. I apologize for the late upload, but as a lot of you know, it's Rosh Hashanah, and I was busy celebrating that yesterday. So, and I have with me here a special guest.
Hello.
This is Peter V Sellars of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows of California, past Grand Master, and also he is an author. And I'm going to be putting a link to his book, his most recent book, in the description of this. So it's going to be in the body count report link list. Is it what sort of book would you say it is, sir?
Well, The Shadow Leaves, no doubt, is about it's a series of 3 novels.
Okay.
But The Shadow of No Doubt is going back to the beginning of the creation of a death squad.
A death squad.
And
Okay.
it's about the recruitment of a serial killer into the death squad.
So do you think this is the sort of book that somebody who is interested in the body count report would like to read?
Maybe.
If you're into
You like
news
that kind of stuff.
and you follow this sort of stuff, it's probably right up your alley.
I have to add a disclaimer that it is totally fiction.
Yeah.
Totally.
He doesn't kill people.
No, I don't kill people.
Well, moving on to the yes, he is actually a philanthropist, and you can also check the podcast.com's interview with him on his writing and his philanthropy. So Germany adopts international definition of anti-Semitism. Thursday, 21st. This is what? You don't think that's you don't think that's a life or death story? You don't think that's?
I think they've adopted that 70 years ago, after the war.
When they got their
when they made it illegal.
When they got their tuchuses kicked in the war,
Yeah.
and they were like, that didn't work out for us.
It's illegal to do what you
Right.
do.
Somebody has spray painted a Nazi
you can't
swastika on their name.
You can't say Zeke Heil. You can't raise your right hand in the air.
scoot
These
us over
things
here.
are
Okay.
against the law.
Yeah.
You can't even say the name of the H word.
The H word? Hillary?
Yes, Hillary.
Can't say
we've
you
got
can't
2
say
of
that.
those.
You
Wow.
can't say that in
2
Germany.
H
You
words.
can't say Hillary in Germany.
No.
Remember that.
So
Terrible.
anyway, that article is.
You think it's a moot point? You think it's a
I
moot
think
point?
they define that a long time ago.
I
Especially in what we used to call the eastern part of Germany.
you know, though, this is the thing. Their views on anti-Semitism, though, recently have included the BDS, a lot of the BDS, which is a boycott, divest, and sanction rhetoric, where there are groups that are very anti-Israel and also very anti-Semitic, and they use anti-Semitic propaganda as a reason why Israel should be sanctioned. There's a lot of activists like that, and there are, I believe it was Frankfurt, Germany. I had it in the body count report a couple weeks back, that actually recognized BDS protests, like some of the organizations in Frankfurt, as being anti-Semitic, which is very advanced, because in America we don't do that. We treat, oh, you're a Palestinian activist. Oh, you're a liberal. No, not a liberal. They are for a theocracy ruling the entire Middle East, which is an incredibly conservative viewpoint, and they are against the one stable democracy in the area, Israel.
You're speaking about a very complex
That's what we do.
understanding, and one of these things Fortunately, my wife and I have very good friends in what used to be called Eastern Germany. And these people were basically isolated for 40 years from the rest of the world, part of the Soviet Union. They weren't brought up to speed. Of course, Hitler was the great enemy there, especially. Right. And so when they see these, they live near Dresden. Dresden, as you know, is a historic place and beautiful buildings. And one of the things when Germany reunited, these people who had been isolated from the Western world, one of the first things that was done is a Jewish memorial was placed along the Alba River in eastern Germany, or Dresden, and it was just, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with the other historical aspects of the architecture of the city. So this was an affront to people not taught the history
right.
of genocide or what had happened in World War II. They weren't taught this, and so when they seen this new monument to Jewish people who had been persecuted and chased out and killed, they didn't understand, and they resented this. And then when they saw even a step further, as I spent time with my new friends, they would point out the Jewish people want that house back, and they want this place back, and they're demanding this back, and at the same time you see the old Russian barracks, Soviet Union barracks, along the river that are abandoned now, and you're coming. They don't understand. So that's been a few years, and maybe they've caught up, and maybe they do have a better understanding and healing of it. But I know my friends would. When I even approached this subject of Nazi or Hitler, no, we can't discuss that. We can't talk about that. So they're not coming from that standpoint. They're in no way aligned with Nazism or that type of rhetoric. They're not part of that. But they also resented the reestablishment of a Jewish presence in their region. And they saw it. They didn't understand the history, but hopefully in the past few years that they've come to learn that a little more. So it's not totally anti-Semitic. Not from the people who were never educated.
Right.
With that, and they truly were blocked from learning about the history of World War II and what the Nazi Party.
Well, it's weird. This story actually is getting into some of the interesting anti-Semitism in Germany here, according to what is that organization? What is that acronym? I don't want to read an acronym without knowing what it is. IHRA. What is I'm guessing International Human Rights Association? I don't know. I really wish I knew what that. Do you know what IHRA stands for?
It's the first time I've seen that article.
It just dropped it in there, and I'm trying to find a mention of it. Well, that's embarrassing. Let's open it. This is we're doing it live.
Hey, it's 4.
Uh-oh.
You're supposed to pick up the clock.
Or so yeah. If only we knew what that was. Toss it in here. See if you can find that.
So what's the acronym?
IHRA. International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Okay. Sounds like the ADL. Okay. According to the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition, anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred towards Jews. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism are directed towards Jewish or non-Jewish individuals and their property, toward Jewish community, institutions, and religious facilities. And then there's a video in here about the German top court rejects ban for racist and anti-Semitic party. Interesting. Contemporary examples are provided, including denying Jewish people there. It just is explaining what anti-Semitism is. Okay, check this link out. Learn more about the situation, the nuanced and complicated situation there in Germany, and various concepts of anti-Semitism. Story from Jerusalem Post. Thank you, Jerusalem Post. Moving on to Mexico. Mexico just got smashed by a horrible earthquake, very large earthquake, terrible stuff, heartbreaking pictures. And Mexico News has some great links on the subject. So check out this website, but I put in the link list specifically as a gateway to the website an interesting story about the inequality in Mexico. So, which I think, the inequality in Mexico is, I feel like, pretty obvious for anybody who knows the demographics or the news and the people there. Was the third richest man in the world now. He was the richest man in the world for a little bit. Ricardo Slim.
The bread company owner.
Ricardo Slim. Well, I thought he did mobile technology, but
no, there was one that owned the bread company. That's not him.
Ricardo Slim was one of the richest men in the world, or is one of the richest men in the world, and of course Mexico itself has a high rate of people escaping the country because they're so poor. So check this article out. Very interesting, very depressing, because the body count in that crisis is about 300. It's just under 300 as of today, and we're recording this on Friday. I'm going to move on to the next one, unless you have any specific comment about what's going on in Mexico.
I do. It's very sad what's happening there. I didn't even know that. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, it's just popped.
There's been a lot of things. It deals with that country's impoverished and dealing with the building codes, and that contributed. And there were a lot of false stories coming out of there too about the rescue of the young girl
Frida,
at the bottom. Yeah. There's a lot of things happening there, and which are sad too.
Yeah.
But the building codes and those things, hopefully, some of these richer guys can lend to that. Look at this. He's got $67 billion in 2015.
Right. And shout out to Del Toro, the director, Guillermo del Toro. He was using his celebrity to help out people with his Twitter feed. So I'll try to put a link to Guillermo del Toro's Twitter feed in there too. And we're going to move on to Ynet News. Oh, and that story was out of Mexico News Daily. Check out that. YNetNews.com. Ynet News, Israel News. Wonderful, wonderful website. Love it. And we have Iran. Rouhani says Iran will respond decisively to any violation of the nuclear deal because they're the grown-ups in this situation. So, if we break that nuclear deal, they're going to punish. What's your take on that? I don't know. We don't do any trade with them. This basically has to be a threat of violence. Because what else what are they going to do to us? They hold no sway over us. They hold no authority over us.
Nothing. Unless we open an embassy there again.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. They ram a few ships.
Yeah.
That's about all they can do. The Ayatollah Khomeini.
Yeah. That's so yeah, check the story out, see all the nuance and all this, and you know, they always do these veiled threats with their political leaders, while their religious leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is just straight up, you know, openly threatening us, you know, all the time. Well, not just us, but Israel, mostly Israel. Every Friday, every Jome Tatile. Okay.
I thought you were going to talk about Korea.
Now everybody's talking about Korea. Everybody knows about Korea. Let's see some of these pretty pictures. Oh, look, who's that?
You can't see, she's all covered up.
This is the French president, Emmanuel Macron. Oh, no, that's Moharini. And then that's President. And then we have President protests. Okay, just great article, a lot of pictures. Thank you, Ynet, for that. We're going to move on to Myanmar, Vice President. This is why we have the Myanmar flag in our, and if nobody recognized that flag in the title card, this is the Myanmar flag, which, you know, no offense, I don't like it. I don't like that flag. I think you guys could have done better with your flag, okay? I think you could have done better.
That looks like somebody else's flag.
Whose flag did they rip off, huh?
Whose flag?
Flag call.
What's French Guyana?
It's really triggering my Flagsburgers.
Silly.
Anyway. Billionaire Carlos Slim and China, JK Motors manufacturer.
He's a bread.
Bread?
He owns
That's
bread.
how he made his Mooney?
Yeah, he bought all the bread companies.
That's a little wacky.
Okay, let's go to
Okay, so we got,
flags.
he's going to find Myanmar's flag. He's got to find what flag they've ripped off. We're pretty sure they ripped off their flag from somebody. Okay? We're not going to stand for that. I have big issue with flags. Oh, maybe do, oh my gosh, was that is almost exactly the flag of Ghana. That's too funny. Okay.
The colors are brighter.
They have basically just inverted, or they mixed around the colors. Do a search for Myanmar flag looks like. See what that pops up. And I'm going to show people here. Myanmar Vice President Henry Van Theo speaks to UN General Assembly. Now, reason why Myanmar is the focus of this particular episode is because, the reporting on Myanmar has been Myanmar is bad.
Guyana. Myanmar, Guyana.
No.
Hey, let's
Sweet. Do Myanmar flag looks like. See what happens.
Okay.
See what else it comes up with. That is funny. That is perfect though. That you got them side by side like that. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, this is our microphone. I ain't gonna not mess with this too much. Is nobody's calling them out too much? It is similar to that one in the middle there. What is that one in the middle? There's one down there at the red, white, and blue. Flag of Myanmar?
Let's just keep looking.
So they're gonna get sued. Anyway, we've got nobody talking about Myanmar's side of things here. So really wanted to see what the Myanmar government has to say about the situation with the Rohingya people. So check that out. Check this out. Educate yourself, especially if you know. I don't know. Looking online, you really can't find stories that cover the Rohingya situation in any light except from the perspective that Myanmar is bad. So, which I just sort of thought was weird because part of the coverage is Myanmar has cut the Rohingya people off and has prevented them from being able to speak. And then the only side of the story we're hearing is the Rohingya side. So for me, it was like, this doesn't make any sense. We should only be hearing the government side of the story, but instead we're hearing just the Rohingya side of the story. So apparently they're not totally cut off, and they're getting out there to tell their story somehow. What's your take on the Myanmar?
It's a tragedy. Anytime there's a populace ran out and killed for various reasons.
Yeah.
And we're just reading today and about it's more than just differences of religion, differences of ideologies. It's might be more for land use,
Right.
minerals and rights to use that land and property, and it's might be just theft, from a people.
Right.
Run them out, take over the land, take over the resources, and it could be that as well.
Yeah.
They're not defining the reasons very well, and when I say they, I mean the media. They focus in on the genocide and the death, and you don't hear the reasoning, you don't hear the dialogue.
Right. And it's important to know that reasoning.
It is. I mean, I need to know, of course I don't agree with anybody being wiped out, whether I believe, that they're in their cause or not. I don't believe in anybody to be wiped out. I believe in live and let live.
So, according to him, the situation in Rakhine has been one of the top priorities of the government since it assumed office. The government has been endeavoring to restore peace and stability and to promote harmony among all communities. The Central Committee on Implementation of Peace, Stability, and Development of Rakhine State, chaired by the state councilor herself, was established on the 30th of May 2016 to address the specific needs of the state. 2016.
This was written in May.
8 reasons to skip Thailand and head to Myanmar instead. Wow.
That was written in May.
About how wonderful Myanmar is.
Yeah, and the food and the
Yeah.
beautiful beaches and the cuisine, staggering landscapes, ancient culture.
Well, this might be similar to what it's like in the Philippines, where I was in the Philippines while there was active conflict going on in the South. You wouldn't know. You honestly wouldn't know, and that's why their countries are big. Nigeria, I cover so many stories in Nigeria where people are just sort of completely oblivious to Boko Haram being a thing. Boko Haram's a thing. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. It's that's in that other part of the country. Fewer crowds. It's a lot more elbow room now too. Scoot some people out. Thailand saw 30 million tourists in 2015, according to Reuters. Reuters. Myanmar saw less than 5 million. The sheer number of people visiting the country. Okay. Yes. Remember, guys, when you want to go tourism, go Myanmar. Okay.
It's cheaper. The rivers. This is
such a Vogue story.
This is such
But this is one of the things that bothers me. Look, this is Vogue. Vogue is praising Myanmar. The UN praised Myanmar when she took control. The Nobel Peace Prize Committee gave her a Nobel friggin' Peace Prize, and now you have this situation which the Myanmar government is trying to say is like, hey, we're trying to, yeah, nice.
I'm looking at these articles, the 10 reasons why
tons
you
of
should
them. You
visit.
found another one, so you found this one is Myanmar.net though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This
so
is just-
now everyone hates Myanmar, and I'm sort of curious to know the switch here. He found another 21 reasons why you should travel to Myanmar soon.
This is June
from
1st.
Backyard Travel.
This is just 2 months ago.
June 1st. This is before everyone hated Myanmar. Just 2 months ago. Incredible. Okay.
I can't
so
find anything why
check-
you don't want to visit.
check these stories. Check Myanmar Aung San Suu Kyi's statement here. World misinformed about Rohingya crisis. Check out her statement. Fake information.
There.
Reasons why not to visit.
This is crazy. Yeah, I can get you
That's
the
too
21 reasons to, and I can get you the reasons not to. It's just.
Well, people need that, though, to educate themselves on what the heck is actually going on here. Okay, so we have Myanmar. From their perspective, this is from Mizima, News from Myanmar. Things to Know Before Visiting Myanmar by Anthony Bourdain. And then we have Aung San Suu Kyi's message where she's saying that basically we're getting fake news from the Rohingyas, which is kind of something that I've been suspecting. Now, I'm not saying I think the government of Myanmar is 100% innocent in everything, but I do think that we are getting stuff blown out of proportion in some respects, which has happened. I mean, for heaven's sakes, the news in America says stupid things and blows stuff out of proportions constantly. You know, in order to foment riots for the cameras in Missouri, CNN repeatedly let be broadcast on their airwaves that an American police officer tried to arrest a 300-pound black man through a car window. Has a police officer ever gone, "Come here, into my police car window"? Has a police officer ever done that? Ever in the history tried to pull a 300-pound man through a driver's window of a car?
Not that I know of.
Well, CNN reported that several times because they let people come on the air who said they thought that police officer Darren Wilson was pulling Michael Brown in through the car window. Now,
Unbelievable.
it later got proven in court that Michael Brown was leaning himself into the car window because, of course, he was. Police officers don't arrest people through car windows. Duh.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Come here, puppy. This is a puppy. Anyway, yeah. So our news media exaggerates about stuff. Why wouldn't Rohingya news media or whatever, who they're running off to? He found a funny picture of Kim Jong-un. Bonus link. Do you have anything more to say about exaggeration? Do you want to comment on the exaggeration of news? How about you, Thor? This is a dog named Thor.
He's mute on the subject.
He has nothing to say.
Only
Nothing
when
to
it makes sense.
Yeah, he'll be very lucid, very salient. Sometimes he'll just be like, listen, the story is exaggerated. And I think that's what we're looking at here. That's what he said earlier. He was like, I'm done hearing about this until we get some conclusive human rights watch people there from the UN monitoring. And I was like, third-party monitors? Good idea, Thor. Are we done with Myanmar?
We're done.
We're done with Myanmar, okay. We have some bonus links in this. The bonus links are, of course, everybody knows I love the Philippines. What are you doing? I need to give me a... What's that look? Okay. I love the Philippines, so go to...
Philippines.
Yes, I love the Philippines. So this is ABS-CBN Entertainment. They have news. They have all sorts of stuff. Check them out. Subscribe to them on the YouTubes. They're there. And then here we are with this. This is his book. This is his book. buy
The shadow-
you this book.
The Shadow Leaves, no doubt. It's about a serial killer who is, he's talent, according to the death squad. So they find out who he is, and they recruit him in their death squad. Either face the consequences of your killing or join us.
Nice.
And he ends up joining them.
So, this book right here.
That's right.
Buy this book. Buy this book. Yes. Link in the description below. Also, pet this dog. Pet this dog here. Buy this book here. Pet this dog here. Buy this book here. Who's your baby puppy?
Good Lord.
Okay. So, we have discussed situations from all around the world, from anti-Semitism in Germany to the Rohingya Myanmar crisis in Southeast Asia. So I think we're done. This was Thursday's show.
Are we going to the Philippines?
No. I just put the link in there. We'll
Oh.
probably go to the Philippines for
Go to Grande Island.
Grande Island.
Yeah, it's
Oh, nice.
a great getaway.
I like Bohol.
I used to come here quite a bit.
All right.
You would love it.
What'd you do to my title card, Thor? Thor messed up my title card. Thor, stop playing with the title card.
You would love Grande Island. Look at that. Is it time to go?
Thank you. Is it time to go, Thor? Oh. It's very nonplussed. All right.
He's so tired.
All right. Thank you so very much. This has been the Body Count Report for September 21st, 2017. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share. Thank you so very much. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I can go diving.